Hey y'all, so the video for the Native American Tarot deck review is officially up on my channel, Falolu's Fortune. So to celebrate my first deck review, I'm going to be showcasing some of my favorite cards from the deck all week. Today we're starting actually with the Nine of Blades, which in this deck is known as polygamy. Now, as a tarot reader, I'm really more of like a card interpreter, and I really love this Nine of Blades, which is not considered a good card but I really love it because it gives a totally different interpretation of the Nine of Blades or Nine of Swords than what we are used to. Usually Nine of Swords is all about anxiety. It's the card where somebody just has their face in their hands and you see all of these swords behind them, like it's really heavy sort of energy. This card being polygamy, I was really interested in it, like why would that be Nine of Swords? And so it talks about, of course, as you can tell from the name of the deck, it's a Native American themed tarot. And so it talks about how it's a common misconception that Native American tribes were polygamous or polyamorous. They were actually monogamous. There were ways to become polygamous, but it was usually a fucking headache for the guy who was trying to become that. So because in most native traditions or indigenous traditions, the husband and wife were seen as two parts of one whole, it would be kind of like a knock or a hit to the wife that he already had if he then wanted to go find another wife, because it's basically saying like, oh, your first wife is lacking something, she's incomplete, so it looks bad on her if he wants to go get a second wife. So it's possible, it was possible, but it wasn't very common at all, and it usually brought a lot of tension into the household. Even when they did allow polygamy, it was usually like the sister or a cousin, some close female relative of his first wife, because it was thought that they would get along a lot better. The guidebook goes on to say that that was not always the case either. So basically the Nine of Blades, which traditionally talks about anxiety, is called polygamy in this deck because it shows this guy, his first wife and his new wife in their home, and it's basically saying his second wife is kind of terrified, his first wife looks pissed, and he looks drunk. So it's talking about not creating there was a specific word that I really enjoyed. Hold on, sorry. See, this is why I love tarot, because it makes the nerd out of me, or rather it brings the nerd back out of me. It warns to watch for self-deception. Do not walk into self-made traps. Inherent here is also the ability to work out an untenable situation. Do not walk into self-made traps is what really stuck out to me, because that's not something that is usually discussed with the Nine of Swords. And again, as a tarot reader, I just love when a card is kind of shown in a new light, where you get a deeper message from what you traditionally get. So that's where we're starting with probably some of the heaviest energy possible. And I will show you guys some of my cards, some of the other cards I love throughout the week. So be sure you subscribe. And if you're interested in purchasing this deck, the links will be in the description somewhere.